Hello there, Virgo. This is Melissa with Enchanted Emerald, bringing you your monthly reading for October 2021. As we get started here, first and foremost, I always use the traditional Rider-Waite deck for my readings. That's my go-to deck. When I step into your energy here, Virgo, what I really feel with this is that there is going to be a month here of a focus for you. Really going to be focusing on your magic, your creativity, your individuality, and really working on your goals, your vision, your dream. And so through all of this, there's going to be working through some old patterns, things that are coming up for you. And of course, through all of this, breaking generational curses. You have to acknowledge that you have made so much progress and so much growth in your life. And so recognizing that, acknowledging that, and it is not easy. It's not an easy feat. And so understanding that coming through this and on the other side of this, it's really important for you to be mindful that this is going to take some time. And so to just be patient with yourself and to be kind to yourself as you move through all of this. So stepping into the first week here, of course, Virgo, for the 1st through the 9th, we have the Magician card with the Moon and Temperance. These two came out together, the Moon and Temperance. And then moving into the end of the week of the 9th, we have 3 cards that actually came out together. We have the beautiful Ace of Cups, lots of emotions, all the senses, with the Devil card in the middle of that, with the Empress. So beautiful earthy energy sitting in lots of fertile energy, like beautiful creativity, ideas, energy flowing with, you know, feeling fulfilled, all the senses, but definitely having to overcome some of these patterns, this push-pull, right? Feeling like you are needing to, you know, cater to some of these old patterns, these old desires that keep surfacing, overcoming that though overall, right? So what I feel with this is, you know, you might be feeling like you're caught between a rock and a hard place. You might be wanting to leave a situation, but maybe you're feeling like you can't because of money, right? That would be the Devil card, right? Feeling stuck in a situation, but those chains are so loose. You can just lift them right up and move out of that. So is it a story that you're telling yourself? I feel like there is a satellite version of you, right? Like here you are, emboldened and emblazoned, living in your body, and you are, you know, this huge, beautiful soul, and you've done so much work, right? Like you have come so far, you've grown so big on a soul level, and then you know, you're really trying to, like, I don't want to say dumb yourself down, but like really trying to squeeze yourself into this body and stay in this, you know, smaller box, this smaller version of yourself, so that there's this like little satellite version of you kind of going out, living your day-to-day life, right? And so, and then you have to really understand that you have so much beauty and creativity and all this wonderful energy from a soul standpoint, like your higher self flowing through you. You know your worth, and you just have to do something with that energy. You have to be able to channel that energy, because this little satellite version of you going out, you're maybe not necessarily feeling as fulfilled as you should be. And so, you know, I feel like when you're telling yourself that you have to stay in this situation, be it a relationship or a job or a, you know, a dynamic that's playing out, right? And so you're keeping yourself small because you don't want to make others feel uncomfortable. It's not serving you. It's not serving your best and highest good. And so it's something to be mindful of, because I feel with that Devil card, what's happening with you, Virgo, is that you're clinging to these old patterns, right? These old patterns of, I'm going to stay in the same place, or I'm going to stay with the same people, people in my life, right? And sometimes, that's not necessarily what's good for us. Sometimes to quench our soul and to keep our creativity flowing in an upward manner, and to spread our love and our light and our creativity and share that with others is living in our purpose. And in order to do that, we have to put ourselves in such social situations, even where we're around new people or in new job situations, where we're able to channel that and use that for not only our own best good, but for others, right? Because that's meant to be shared with other people. And so even if, let's say, it's in terms of a relationship, maybe you are staying within a relationship that is not necessarily serving your highest and best, where you are pouring out this love and healing and light energy, and it's just not being received by that person. You have to wonder, what good am I doing, and how can I be doing good in a different relationship, if that's something that resonates with you. And so clinging to these old patterns is like saying that you're going to stay in this situation because it's I'm going to stay because this is a situation that I've always been in, and I'm going to stay because I don't want so-and-so to start saying something about me, because I'm leaving this situation. Maybe you've been in a relationship before where you left, and then people started to talk about you or to say things about how they didn't think that it was a good thing, and so now you're avoiding leaving a relationship again. But when has it ever been bad to leave a situation that is not resonating for us, to relieve ourselves of that anxiety or of that pattern of staying stagnant in a relationship or in a job or be it whatever it is that's no longer serving us, right? If we are no longer growing, if we are no longer feeling challenged or feeling intellectually stimulated, whatever, it is never a bad thing to change, right? And so understanding that these people that are placing these judgments on you, that is filtered through their own lens of experience. Again, it has nothing to do with you. You might feel compelled to take that on, to identify with that as people place that judgment on you. But again, that's a choice that you're making. You don't have to tolerate that. You don't have to take that on, right? So you can implement boundaries and still make a choice that is what is best for you. Again, also, I feel some of this is with lying to yourself, right? With that devil energy, right? You could be lying to yourself with that moon card even. I feel like there are things that you say to yourself that you know are not true, like such as I can't, and you know that you can, or it's nothing that is feasible for you financially, when you know that it's not true, that you can do that. It is feasible financially. You're making excuses to stay. I feel also that, coming to the other side of this, you'll see that this relationship maybe that you were in, or this job that you were in, it's all karmic. Like, it all serves its purpose. It's there for a reason. It is there for you to learn to grow from. And then once it's served its purpose, it will time out, right? It will feel like it no longer needs to be there, and it will be okay for you to shift into something different, right? It's just there for a karmic balance. And once that issue that's there to be resolved comes up and is resolved karmically, whether you've learned that lesson, whether that person has learned their lesson, maybe that person was there to help you through something, or maybe that job was there so that you learned a certain lesson through dynamics at that job. Whatever that looks like, it will then time to kind of radiate out of your existence, and something new will come in, right? And so it's okay if there are changes coming up for you to embrace them, right? it's going to be very obvious. You're going to get a lot of clarity this week in terms of what it is, what direction that you need to go. I feel like it's going to be glaringly obvious, in your face energy, and it will be catapulting you into your next phase. So just be mindful of that. It will feel maybe extremely uncomfortable for you this week if you're in a situation like that, or you will see numerous signs, or your intuition will be really pulling you in a certain direction. So pay attention to those things, okay, Virgo? Moving into the 10th through the 16th, we have the 7 of Cups. Little confusion, lots of choices, right? With the 4 of Wands and the 3 of Cups. And so with this, I feel as though, there's a genuine care and concern being conveyed from you to others and others to you. Okay, you have a genuine care and concern. Now I feel as though you could be attracting situations that are both good and bad. Okay, so I feel like you just are randomly putting out lots of energy because you are confused. You're not sure what path you want. You are unsure what cup you're gonna pick. Okay, and so you're just like, well, I'm gonna just go with the flow. And so you're putting out these mixed signals, so to speak, right, to Spirit. They're kind of like shooting off like, ooh, this would be nice, ooh, this would be nice, ooh, this would be nice. And so Spirit's like, I don't know what she wants or he wants. And so they're just like sending a whole bunch of different experiences into your existence, and that's why you have so many options, right? And so you're being presented with all of these situations. It's time for you to get clear, though, on what it is that you do want. Okay, now there's a distinguishing here that I want to make, because there is free will choice, right? You can set your intentions, and Spirit will show up with that for you, right, for your highest and best, which is like a prayer, right, praying for those things. And then there's the free will, which is like Spirit will present an opportunity to you, and then you make your own choice. Whether that is for your highest and best or not, you choose, and you stay on a certain path. Whether that is something that is for your highest and best or not, you're saying, this is what I want in my experience, and I'm going to go for it. Now, there is free will versus desperation, and Spirit wanted me to clearly delineate these two for you, okay? Because desperation is really beating the drum of I don't have, right? That's that desperation. And so when you are going through your existence and you're like, I don't have the cup of jewels, I don't have the cup of jewels, I don't have the cup of jewels, do you think that that is sending out a signal to send that to you when we're talking in terms of law of attraction? No. Okay? That is sending out a signal of, don't bring me that cup of jewels. I don't have a cup of jewels. And so Spirit's like, oh, she doesn't have a cup of jewels. We're not going to give her a cup of jewels, right? And so it's like, because you're focusing on the fact that you don't have a cup of jewels. And so it's not going to send you a cup of jewels. And that it is reeking of desperation, right? And so when you're coming from that place, anything that comes in that might resemble a cup of jewels, you are going to probably pick out of free will, right? Whether it comes in with one tiny piece of cubic zirconia, or whether it's a diamond, or whether it's a malachite, like, you're going to pick it, right? You're going to say, oh, that kind of looks like my cup of jewels. And so then you're going to pick it, and you're going to hold it tight, and you're going to hoard it, right? So when you are doing that, it is not necessarily bringing you what you're totally capable of. When we had the beginning of the month, the Magician, you have all of the tools, right? All the tools that you need to create a beautiful life, create the things that you want in your life. It's about wielding that energy to bring in what you want, and doing that with the law of attraction is a beautiful thing, and it is available to you. It's an option that's available to you. So understanding that if you're not standing in your power in doing that, things can turn disastrous if you allow it to, right? It can be a calamity. Understanding that there's the Three of Cups there. It can be three's a crowd or three's a celebration, right? And so Spirit is saying three is a crowd, though. And so there is a benefit here for you this week in terms of really connecting with someone on a one-on-one time, okay? Really taking some time to have a conversation with somebody. It really is allowing you to sit in your own energy, convey that care and concern. That person is conveying their care and concern. What I think that's going to do for you is help you to make a choice, okay? It's going to help you to get solid in what it is that you want, get clear on what it is that you want and need in your life as you talk things through with somebody. And I think that that's going to help you get a little bit more of an idea of exactly what it is that you're looking for in terms of what you're trying to attract, what you're trying to bring into existence. And then once you're clear on that, the energy is going to be able to support you a little bit better. And so I think that that's going to be very beneficial for you. Okay, so that's what that week is for you, Virgo. Moving into the 17th through the 23rd, we have the Six of Swords with the Three of Pentacles, with the World card in reverse. Okay, so this is what we have here. I really feel as though there's a lot of external forces. You probably feel as though you're maybe being pulled into a lot of different directions this week, Virgo. And with this, I feel like something could come out of nowhere. You could feel completely blindsided by it, okay? Circumstances are going to get the best of you, okay? What you need to know is that no matter what things are looking like externally, you are making progress. You are making headway, all right? I do feel as though there's a potential for you to get engrossed in this situation where you're absorbing everything that's happening, and this attention that you're giving someone or something, it's negative attention, right? You're reinforcing behaviors that are presenting themselves that you don't necessarily want to reinforce. So just be mindful of that as you're giving attention to something. Is this something that you want to be giving a lot of attention to? Because as you do that, it can reinforce that behavior or pattern to keep showing up, whether that's in someone or a situation. It can then perpetuate, and so that's just something to be mindful of. I do feel as though it could be really important for you to have a conversation with somebody. Somebody could be dancing around a topic in a conversation, and so just be clear with what your expectations are. Be open and honest and clear about what your expectations are in conversations with people this week, because with that World card in reverse, there's a potential for things to stagnate and no progress to be made as a result of that. If you're being clear on that, I think that it's going to support your vision a little bit more, like what your end goal is. And I think that you will get, again, clarity. It is kind of a theme for you. Like a fog will be lifted. It's almost like you see 2020. It's like hindsight is 2020, whereas like in the aftermath of something, you'll see a little bit more clearly about like, oh, okay, I see why this happened that way, right? And so as you move through that energy, things will be a little bit more clear for you and you'll understand. So just kind of be patient with someone as you work through things. Be patient with yourself, and maybe don't react, don't make decisions quickly, but give yourself some space and time as you move through that this week. I also think that moving your body would be very beneficial this week too. Getting out, getting some exercise, dancing, that kind of thing, really shake up the energy to bring in something really good for you at the end of October. All right, so then moving into the 24th through the 31st, we have the Seven of Wands with the Seven of Pentacles. We got the sevens, that's your individuality and creativity, and then beautiful star energy, your hopes, your dreams, your goals, your visions. I love that. And so with this, I really feel is Spirit is saying, listen, it might not look like what you want it to look like. Those pentacles, those coins, those grapes, they're not growing, right? It's kind of like a watch pot never boils. But stick to the plan anyway. Spirit is saying, you might have to defend your position. You might have to defend your honor. You might have to justify your actions. But, moving forward, things aren't always as they seem. And so behind the scenes, there's probably things happening that you're unaware of. Spirit's really got your back in this. Know that. And things will work out to your advantage. Things will work out to the best, especially as you can see here with the star and the ending of that week. So overall advice here, Virgo, for you for October 2021, we have the Five of Pentacles. I do think that there's a potential here for you to have a lot of anxiety as you move through this month at times. Make sure that you're doing what you need to do to stay grounded and doing your self-care, whatever that looks like for you in terms of meditation and, walking and being out in nature, getting sunlight and drinking lots of water, all that good stuff, yoga. But overall for the Five of Pentacles, what I feel like, with this is that something's going to happen. You're going to feel as though you're kind of standing out. And so you are doing a good job. Understanding that you're doing a really phenomenal job. You're doing the best job that you can. And Spirit's like patting you on the back for that. There's a need for you to stay mellow as you can. Spirit's using the word mellow. I love that. So stay mellow and really understand that, you're breaking curses. It doesn't happen overnight, generational curses. So you're moving through some deep inner work and some of the shadow self. And moving through that, there's a potential for either you to feel resentful or someone in your existence, someone else to feel resentful if things play out a certain way. So just being mindful of that and just being in tune with other people, being in tune with how you're feeling, being honest about that, expressing how you're feeling, and then consider an alternative if possible, if necessary, considering an alternative to what you're working through, whether that is taking some distance from someone, taking an alternative in terms of what is it that I need to do for an alternate outcome. How can I get there? Maybe making your goals, adjusting your goals a little bit to make it a little bit more achievable, or making sure that the finances are not your main vision if that's what's keeping you in a certain situation, because abundance comes in many forms, and part of that is our joy. And so making sure that we can give back to ourselves in other ways and not just in a monetary way, because spiritually speaking, abundance comes in joy and in so many other forms. So extending gratitude for the various forms of how abundance is showing up for you this month in October, Virgo. So as always, not all general readings can resonate for everybody, but take what resonates, leave the rest. If you're interested in your own personal reading, I'd love to be able to do that for you, Virgo. You can hit me up at Square site in the description box below. As always, if you haven't yet, hit that subscribe button, hit that red subscribe button below, and that bell so that you can be in the know of all of the new content as it is released. I'll be working on my monthlies, and I'll be working on some love readings as I get some time, so for all of the signs. So as always, I hope you have a phenomenal day, and I will be back with another read for you again soon. Thank you so much. Take care.